Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. We are playing this game, World of Warships Legends, that we play all the freaking time. This is the Halloween event. We are playing on Nightmare mode. I'm not really sure which circle we played on already, but I guess it goes up in tiers, right? So if you win a Nightmare mode, you go up and there it goes up through, like, I think there's 9 levels, and at the 5th level I know you get there's a ship to unlock, but I think it's like a tier 4 premium or something like crazy, but I mean, everybody wants a free ship, right? So you gotta get it. So we were playing with the cruiser this time around, so the two sort of consumables you get are a radar, which is basically has infinite range. It's like 20 kilometers or something. So whenever you trigger that, it's going to light everybody up. And this is the ideal like team selection, right, for blueberries. At least I've had the most success with 3 battleships and then a cruiser and a destroyer, right? And then ideally, you know, nobody dies. So that's kind of important on Nightmare mode. It's still doable, at least especially with these, you know, these lower circles or lower tiers that they are, but I imagine later it's just going to be that much more important. And I'm not exactly sure how matchmaking works either. My hope is that you're matchmaking for people who have, you know, with people who have beaten the previous, you know, tiers. I would imagine that's how it works. But then what would happen is you're going to probably have some wait times for matches, so that might be kind of just annoying, right? Then the other consumable is the like super duper reload booster here, which is a must. So you saw me use it right away off in the beginning, and really I didn't need the heal, but I wanted to be able to get the damage, right? So I wanted to be able to fire more bullets at the enemies, right? So even if you don't need it, you do want to be strategic about how and when you use it, right? But even if you don't need a heal, you know, if you think you can get away with using it just to do damage to ships, I highly recommend, because yeah, like as a cruiser, you're gonna want to be doing, you know, damage. You're gonna want to be doing DPS, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna be doing lots of damage, firing your guns as much as possible, and that reload booster is key to doing that, right? So the reset, you know, the recharge time on it is not bad at all. So I get away with using it quite often here when I don't really need it. The other thing too is AP rounds seem to be, on a cruiser at least, I was struggling with it with the battleship, right? But AP rounds, especially against other cruisers, I'm getting penetrations and citadel hits just beautifully, no matter what, like just all the time. So you know, at a distance, sometimes I'm just shooting fireballs just to light guys on fire and get that damage over time effect, you know, fire effect. But for the most part, especially with close-up cruisers and battleships, you'll see me using the AAP rounds, right? So, and then I've kind of taken this strategy of basically moving forward and moving backwards as needed, like towards, you know, if there's less enemies around, I'm moving up, and if there's more enemies around, I'm moving back, and I'm just turning here and there, right? And I'm kind of staying in the middle, so kind of where the middle spawn gate is. But that's kind of been the successful strategy for me. So then what happens is if you do get enemies that, you know, get in close, then I'm dumping torpedoes, you know, whenever I get the chance to. I'm not trying to prioritize getting torpedo hits, right? So I'm not like driving around the islands trying to hunt people down, trying to use torpedoes. I'm using my guns for the most part, and then using torpedoes when the opportunity presents itself, right? So don't put yourself in a bad situation. You'll go down super quick as a cruiser, and then if you're playing Nightmare mode, everyone's going to hate you for dying. So so just pay attention. Use the consumable. Use it. There's no reason to save them ever. Like, and the radar too. Like, if you're the cruiser, you'll see me popping it for just no reason, right? I'm lighting up the guys that are in the back of the map, but that's really like kind of almost your role, right? You're the only one with that tool. Use it. So, you know, even if people aren't in range, then they know where those waves are coming from. They know where the ships are coming from, and smart players can kind of orient themselves, right? So use it. The recharge on it is not long. Just use it, please. Alright, so we're eyeing up this battleship here, and like I said, you know, as he's getting in, he's getting within our torpedo range, so we're using him when the opportunity presents itself. This is kind of exactly, and like you saw, I was moving forward before, now I'm moving back, because he's close, because I don't want to take a bad hit from him. And then we are popping the reload booster right away, even though we have plenty of health at the moment. He can take us down quick. The next wave of enemies is kind of still far off, so even if we do take bad hits, as you can see, we just took one. But once you get this upgraded, especially with the commander upgraded too, you know, this is only at tier 3 for this match so far. You know, as you do damage and as you play the consumable upgrades, you can see here we just upgraded consumable upgrade to level 4. Makes it better, and you just get your health back just astronomically fast, just as long as you're getting hits, right? So just all you gotta do is pop that and get some hits, and you can be back to full health pretty quick. So now we are just eyeing up more bad guys. This is how you do it, folks. This is how you do it. And as a cruiser too, like you do kind of want to play a little bit more conservative. You know, I feel like at this nightmare mode, every ship type has to play conservative, right? But so we're stopping, slowing down, but we might move forward here. I'm not exactly sure what I did, but as guys are, some of these guys are probably getting within torpedo range already. So, but as the the pressure comes on, I start to hang back further and further, just because death happens pretty quick if you're not out there with your friends. If you're out in front and you're the lone ship, you tend to get picked on, just like in a regular game. So yeah. So you'll see me switch to AP here, and you know we've only got 3 citadels. I feel like we can change this, right? This Scarab's getting in torpedo range, so we're sending them. And a lot of times your allies are going to take guys out, you know, when they are this close, but that's fine. Like, shoot the torpedoes. If they hit, they hit. Maybe they'll hit something else. You know, just use them because they're there. But yeah, like so that guy just got taken out, even though we sent torpedoes in. But that destroyer's in the way. The ravenous ghoul, so ravenous. And then a lot of times on the battleships, I'll do some fire damage on them. I'll do high explosive HE rounds, and then switch to AP. You know, if I get fires lit on them, right? So trying to get the best of both worlds with it, and by switching back and forth. So I held off on shooting torps there just because that battleship on our team was in the way. Something there. I tend to lose modules too. Like we already lost a torpedo launcher. I had a game where I lost a turret too. It was awful. As a cruiser, it was just terrible to lose the turret. The Eternal Scarab. I do feel like there's they can tell like when you're locked onto them, because I've noticed them sort of change their behavior when you're locked on and looking at them too. So like I've had guys, enemies just hide behind islands while I'm locked onto them, and then I act like I'm gonna go do something else, and then they start moving again. I don't know, that's just me, some sort of paranoia, but yeah, that's what I felt like I was witnessing. But we are already up to 208,000 damage. The game's only about a little over halfway over, right? I think this is probably a 3rd wave or so, and then soon we will see Rasputin. He is represented by the yellow skull on the mini-map here. A good way to take care of him, I mean, obviously don't rush out towards him, don't get all excited to kill Rasputin. He will come to you, so stick with your team. You know, honestly, stick by battleships. As long as you're somewhat close to the battleships, and you know, ideally they'd all stay close enough to each other, so then you just piggyback their heals. But the battleships have their like circle of healing. So if you're close enough to them when they activate that, you'll just constantly get heals that way too. So that can be, it's a nice trickle heal, right? It's not as quick as your reload booster that you get with the cruiser, but super valuable, so just to like hang out by them. That way if you don't have your reload booster going and you need some health, yeah, see, now we're getting health from one of the battleships, so.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Yep, like this guy right here. You can see by the giant health flag above his ship. More ravenous ghouls. Oh, he ran into the island, so he missed. I'm gonna blame the fact that he stopped. That's why we missed. It wasn't a bad shot, right? Alright, we'll pick on somebody else. So Rasputin's far out. I'll shoot a couple just fireballs at him to see if we can't get him lit on fire and do some damage while he's on his way to us. I would say the best way to take out Rasputin is if you're... I mean, the destroyers, you know, you guys can load up with torpedoes on him, you know, but he has just so much health that I feel like you're better, you know, your torpedoes are better utilized somewhere else, right? Other battleships and cruisers. But the easiest way to take out Rasputin, will let him come to you, and then one of the battleships should ram into him. And so the, you know, the battleships have that consumable that makes them invincible for, you know, like, I don't know, it's like a good like 10 or 15 seconds or something. And so you just use that right as you're ramming him, and you don't take any damage, and you just totally wipe him out. It's a great way to get, like, you know, like over 500,000 damage in the game. Because I mean, I feel like he's got to have like at least 100k health. So yeah, but yeah, I think I had one game I rammed him in a battleship, and we were at like 700,000 for damage by the end of the game that we had done. But yeah, like this, and this is, you know, this is nightmare mode, and you know, it looks like I'm not struggling that much, and that it really is all dependent on getting people match made with you that know what's going on. Like, you don't have to be great players, you just have to kind of know how to prioritize and know to use your consumables, and, you know, like just halfway decent people match made with you, right? You don't have to be perfect, but just people that know what they're doing and know to take ships out, do damage, and prioritize, you know, the guys that are closer, and stick together, don't go out on your own, you know, like that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, and just having that is what's made this feel so much easier, right? So
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
yeah, we'll just load up the fire on these guys. So yeah, I want to do at least one video with each ship type. I think I got a battleship one that I'll throw out there. Just as I go through the missions. I know there's a lot of, like, you know, play nightmare mode and get like 250,000 damage. Whereas if you're playing nightmare mode and you don't get 250,000 damage, like, you're doing it wrong, like, no matter what ship type you are. So yeah, but like, so there's missions for each ship type, and playing those on nightmare mode. So as I play through those, I try and pick a decent game and go and throw them up on YouTube, just so people can kind of see how I strategized for at least each ship type. You know, the destroyer, cruiser, and battleship. I think the battleship's probably the best, you know, the most valuable. I feel like you need 3 of them in the game. But yeah, this was just the perfect combination of enough people knew what they were doing. We lost one battleship. That's not too big of a deal when it's late game, right? But yeah. But yeah, so I'll try and get a video out of the destroyer and then a battleship. Oh, so we were on Nightmare Circle 4. So now we gotta play 5. I don't know if is that different for each ship type too? That'd be interesting to have to play through all the ship types, because I thought I didn't think I was that far on the cruiser, but oh well. So this is a commander. You know, like, I really feel like this is kind of all dependent on your play style. I go back and forth on which which perks to use. But these, like, the minimum ricochet angle and guaranteed angle being like so much better, like that's been huge. And then chances, you know, fire chances, yeah, and then it's just like, well, do I want reload time? You know, I feel like they're all equally. It's such a toss-up on which to use. So that's what I was using. I was using the you know, the better ricochet angle and stuff. But yeah. I didn't want to sacrifice range. Cooldown for all consumables. I want both of those consumables. Like, the radar is less important, right? Like, and the cooldown's not that bad on it anyway, so I don't go for the super radar, you know, one. But yeah, and then we're doing range here. Yeah. So we will post some more videos. Keep an eye out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe.